All right, shalom and shalom, family. It's Shah Eliezer with New Wine Congregation in Israel, coming to you with a quick edification video through the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? And real quick, I want to talk about us asking and petitioning the Lord for certain things, right? Because the Lord said, if you ask anything in my name, I'll do it. And see, what a lot of people do, they take that literal, like they can ask the Lord anything and he gonna do it, right? So, and when their prayers don't get answered, they just completely give up on the Lord altogether. But the Lord showed us how to petition him and what to petition him for. And that's what I want to show y'all, right? How to ask the Lord for the right things and get your prayers answered. We're going to start this out in John chapter 14. We're going to read verses 12 through 15. The book of John chapter 14 and verse 12. It say, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. Verse 13, and whatsoever you shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. Right? Verse 14, if ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. Verse 15, if you love me, keep my commandments. Right? So the Lord told us, if you ask anything in my name, I'll do it. And he followed that up and said, if you love me, keep my commandments. So that's the first thing we need to ask the Lord for, right? A heart to keep his commandments, that the Father may be glorified, right? That we may bear much fruit, because us keeping the commandments is how the Father is glorified. So that's the first thing we need to ask the Lord for. And that prayer, he will for sure answer. Let's get John chapter 15, verse 7 through 8. John chapter 15 and verse 7, it say, if ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. So you can't just come to the Lord and ask him something. There's stipulations to it. You have to first be abiding in him. And how do you abide in the Lord, right? By keeping his commandments. So the first thing you need to do is ask the Lord for a heart to keep the commandments, right? And keep abiding in his word, grow, keep the law. And then as you grow on, you will understand that you will start to ask for things concerning the spirit. You won't ask for miscellaneous things like money. You're going to ask for more understanding and wisdom and knowledge and things that will glorify the Lord, right? And those prayers he will answer, right? I'm going to read that again. Verse 7, it say, if ye abide in me and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and that shall be done unto you. Herein is my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit, so shall ye be my disciples. Right? So he followed that up again, saying, if you ask me for something, I'll do it. Right? This is how my Father's glorified, that we bear much fruit. So ask the Lord that you bear much fruit, right? And with that, just understand you're going to have trials to come. You're going to have to be exercised in what you ask the Lord for. So if you ask the Lord for patience, right, you're going to have some situations that causes you to be patient, that you may learn to develop patience, right? Let's go to James chapter 4 and verse 1 through 3. All right, these are the things that we need to ask the Lord, and he'll hear these prayers. James chapter 4, verse 1. It say, from whence come wars and fightings amongst you? Come they not hence, even of your lust, that war in your members? Verse 2, ye lust and have not. Ye kill and desire to have and cannot attain. Ye fight in war, yet ye have not, because you ask not. Verse 3, it say, ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss, that you may consume it upon your lust. Right? So that person that's asking the Lord for this big old house, these cars, these earthly things, right? The Lord's not going to answer that prayer, because you're asking that you may consume it upon your lust. How is the Father glorified in that, right? So we don't need to ask the Lord for those type of things. I'm going to show you what to ask the Lord for. Let's get Matthew chapter 7. Matthew chapter 7, we're going to read verses 7 through 11. It say, ask and it shall be given. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh find it, and to whom that knock it shall be open. And this is talking about searching for the Lord, right? If you're looking for the Lord, if you ask the Lord to help you find him, he will help you, right? And if you seeking for him, he gonna help you find him. And if you're knocking on that door, he gonna open it, meaning he gonna answer your prayers. Verse 10, verse 9, it say, or what man is there of you whom if his son asks bread, he will give him a stone? Or if he asks a fish, he will give him a serpent. Like, so the Lord, you're not gonna ask the Lord for bread and he give you a stone. The Lord knows the things that you have need of. He just wants you to ask for the right things. All of the rest of that stuff will follow. He say, seek first the kingdom of God, right? And everything else will be added unto you. The things that you need to be asking for is spiritual, right? It's something that you can't see. So you need to be asking the Lord to bear fruit, to have a love and a zeal to keep the commandments, right? We're going to read verse 11. It say, if ye then being evil know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask of him, right? So the Lord going to give you good things that you ask for. And those good things are things like having a heart to keep the commandments, right? Having a heart to pray to him, having a heart to worship, having a heart to get closer to God, right? These are the things that the Lord wants us to petition and ask him for, that he may be glorified, not that you may consume it upon your own lust, right? These are the things that we need to ask the Lord for. Go to John chapter 16. We're going to read verse 23 through 26. It say, and in that day ye shall ask me nothing. Verily, verily, I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall ask the Father in my name, he will give it unto you. Verse 24, hereto have ye asked nothing in my name. Ask and ye shall receive, that your joy may be full. So right there, the Lord told us what to ask him for. Ask that your joy may be full, right? Because the joy of the Lord is our strength. And with us being full of strength, full of zeal, that's how the Father is glorified. So ask the Lord that your joy may be full, right? And he will answer that prayer, right? That's a good thing to ask the Lord. Verse 25, it say, these things have I spoken unto you in Proverbs, but the time cometh when I shall no more speak unto you in Proverbs, but I shall show you plainly to the Father. And at that day you shall ask in my name. And I say not unto you that I will pray the Father for you, right? So the Lord know what we have need of, right? And he said, all we have to do is ask, right? So ask that your joy may be fulfilled. Let's get John chapter 16, Matthew chapter 21. Matthew 21 and 21. All right, the book of Matthew chapter 21 and verse 21. It say, Yahushua answered and said unto them, verily I say unto you, if ye have faith and doubt not, ye shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if ye shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, you shall receive. So that's another stipulation. You first have to have faith, right? You have to ask the Lord for something and expect it, right? And that's how I am. I ask the Lord for understanding or patience, and I expect it. And when I ask the Lord for patience, you know, I expect a situation to arise that causes me to be patient. He's not just going to drop patience in my heart or in my spirit. He's going to exercise me. It's going to be a situation that requires me to practice patience. So understand what you ask the Lord for, right? Let's get Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 6. All right, Hebrews 11 and 6, it say, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Like he said, if you knock, it's going to be open. If you seek, you find. If you ask, you going to receive. So the Lord, he real, man. And what he said he going to do. So if you ask him for something, he'll give it to you. You just have to know what to ask for, right? You can't ask for things to consume it upon your own lust. Go to Mark chapter 11, we're going to read verse 24. This is another thing we should pray for. The book of Mark, chapter 11, verse 24 through 25. Verse 24 say, therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that you may receive them, and ye shall have them. Pray and expect that thing, right? Don't pray for no $500 and expect that. Pray for patience and expect that. Pray for understanding and expect that. Pray for a heart to keep the commandments and expect that, right? I'm gonna read that again. It say, therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Verse 25. It say, and when ye stand praying, forgive if ye have aught against any, that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive your trespasses. Right. So we got to ask the Lord for a heart to forgive. Right. We got to ask the Lord for a heart for forgiveness, because if we don't have a heart for forgiveness, how can we ask the Lord for anything and expect to receive it? Right. Because the Lord not going to forgive us. So ask the Lord for a heart to forgive, right, yourself and others. And that's how you get your prayers answered, right? A heart to forgive. Ask the Lord for that thing, and he'll give it to you. And if you don't desire these are things of the Spirit. You won't ask for them, right? So it all starts with you asking for the Lord to give you a heart and the desire for these things, right? Go to Psalms chapter 2, verse 6 through 8. Psalms chapter 2, verse 6. It say, yet I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord has said unto me, thou art my son. This day I have begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Hey, we look for that. We pray for that, and we expect that, right? And that's faith. These are the things you have to ask the Lord for. Ask the Lord to give you the nations, right? Ask the Lord to make you a ruler over these heathen nations, and he'll do that thing. He told us to ask him, and he'll do it, right? Go to 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 10 through 11. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verses 10 through 11. Gone. And Samuel told all the words of the Lord unto the people that asked him of a king. And he said, this will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, and to be his horsemen. And some shall run before his chariots.